6 months ago, Jennifer noticed a tiny water stain on her bathroom ceiling. Barely visible. Size of a quarter. I'll check it out this weekend, she thought. That weekend turned into a month. The stain didn't grow, so she forgot about it. That tiny stain was actually a warning, a $50,000 warning she ignored. You see, inside her wall, a copper pipe had developed a hairline crack, thinner than a human hair, so small you'd need a magnifying glass to see it. But here's what was really happening. Every day, that crack was releasing a fine mist of water. Not enough to drip, not enough to notice. Just enough to slowly, silently, methodically destroy everything. The wood frame behind her wall? It was rotting from the inside out. The insulation turning into a massive sponge. The electrical wiring corroding in a deadly mix of moisture and copper. For 6 months, her house was literally decomposing from within, and she had no idea. Then came Thursday, October 12th, 2:30 p.m. Jennifer was at work when her phone rang. It was her neighbor screaming, "Your house is flooding! Water is pouring through my ceiling! My apartment is destroyed!" That hairline crack had finally split open. But it wasn't just a pipe burst anymore. The water had weakened the entire structure. When the pipe gave way, it took half the wall with it. Water exploded into her home at 40 psi. That's like having a fire hose unleashed in your bathroom. By the time Jennifer got home 45 minutes later, her 2-story house looked like Niagara Falls. Water cascading down the stairs, pouring out the front door, the neighbors below. Their $400,000 condo was destroyed. The neighbors below them? Also flooded. 3 families. 1 tiny crack. Here's the terrifying truth about hairline cracks. They're happening in your pipes right now. Yes, yours. If your home is over 20 years old, you have them. It's not a possibility. It's a statistical certainty. Copper pipes develop pinhole leaks. Galvanized steel rusts from the inside. PVC becomes brittle. It's not if they'll fail, it's when. And these cracks are smart. They hide. Behind walls, under floors, above ceilings, places you never look. They leak just enough to cause damage, but not enough to trigger your awareness. Like carbon monoxide, they're invisible killers. Except instead of poisoning your lungs, they're poisoning your home's structure. Dr. Marcus Chen, a structural engineer from MIT, calls it the progressive failure cascade. One small leak weakens surrounding materials. Weakened materials stress other components. It's a domino effect that can take months or years to develop. But when it finally collapses, it happens in seconds. Let me paint you a picture of what Jennifer faced. The initial crack leaked approximately 0.5 gallons per day. Doesn't sound like much, right? That's 180 gallons per year. 1,080 gallons over 6 months. Imagine dumping 1,080 milk jugs of water inside your walls. That water doesn't disappear. It spreads, seeps, saturates. The mold started growing within 48 hours of the first leak. By month 6, the mold colony inside her walls covered 200 square feet. Black mold, stashy trees, the kind that causes memory loss, breathing problems, and chronic fatigue. Jennifer's daughter had been sick for months. Constant headaches, nosebleeds, asthma attacks. Doctors couldn't figure it out. It was the mold, growing invisibly behind their family photos on the wall. When the pipe finally burst, the real nightmare began. Jennifer's insurance company sent an adjuster who found long-term water damage, the kiss of death for insurance claims. They argued she should have known about the leak, should have maintained her pipes better. They offered her $15,000 on a $280,000 damage claim. The 3 families below her, they sued. $750,000 in damages. Her homeowner's insurance liability coverage, $300,000. The rest came from Jennifer's retirement savings, her children's college funds, and a second mortgage on her already damaged home. But the financial devastation was just the beginning. The stress triggered Jennifer's autoimmune condition. Her marriage crumbled under the pressure. Her teenage son developed anxiety so severe he couldn't sleep in the house anymore. Her daughter's mold exposure caused permanent respiratory damage. One hairline crack destroyed not just a house, but an entire family's future. Here's what makes this truly horrifying. Jennifer's story happens 14,000 times every single day in America. Right now, as you're listening to this, 10 homes just experienced catastrophic pipe failures. In the next hour, 580 families will discover water damage. By tomorrow, 14,000 more lives will be turned upside down. The water restoration industry is a $210 billion business. Think about that. We've built an entire economy around the fact that pipes fail catastrophically. Insurance companies know this. They've calculated exactly how many homes will flood this year. They've already budgeted for denying your claim. Now let's talk about your home. When was the last time you actually looked at your pipes? Not just under the sink, I mean really looked. In the crawl space, in the attic, behind the water heater, inside the walls. Oh wait, you can't see inside the walls, can you? That's where 82% of leaks start. Hidden, silent, destructive. Those copper pipes installed when your home was built, they have a 50-year lifespan. But here's what contractors don't tell you. That's under perfect conditions. Factor in water pressure variations, mineral content, temperature changes, and installation errors. You're looking at 20 to 30 years. How old is your home? Mark Thompson thought his 15-year-old home was safe. Modern construction, he said. Quality materials. Then one night, the ice maker line behind his refrigerator, a line he didn't even know existed, developed a crack. For 3 months, it leaked under his hardwood floors. When the floors finally buckled, they discovered the leak had spread to the basement, destroying the foundation's integrity. Repair cost, $190,000. Insurance payout, $0. Reason, gradual damage exclusion. The truth is, every pipe in your home is a ticking time bomb. Your water pressure might be too high, accelerating wear. Your water might be too acidic, corroding pipes from within. Temperature fluctuations cause expansion and contraction, creating microscopic fractures. Each flush, each shower, each load of laundry adds stress. Death by 1,000 cuts. And here's the part that should keep you up at night. Modern homes are actually more vulnerable than older ones. Why? Because we hide everything. Pipes run through finished walls, under expensive flooring, above cathedral ceilings. In the 1950s, pipes were exposed in basements. You could see problems developing. Now, a leak can destroy $100,000 of finishing work before you even know it exists. But the real tragedy isn't the homes, it's the families. Lisa Rodriguez's elderly mother slipped on water from a hidden leak, broke her hip, and never walked again. David Kim's home-based business was destroyed when a crack flooded his inventory. The Johnsons' autistic son, who needed routine and stability, had a complete breakdown when they had to move out for repairs. These aren't just statistics. They're your neighbors, your friends. Tomorrow it could be you. So what do? Wait for the inevitable? Live in fear every time you leave for vacation? Lie awake wondering if that sound you heard was a pipe about to burst? Number. You take control. You fight back against the ticking time bomb in your walls. We use military-grade thermal imaging to see through walls, detecting temperature differences that indicate moisture. Our acoustic sensors hear leaks you can't, picking up frequencies beyond human hearing. We pressure test every connection, stress test every joint, evaluate every inch of piping. When we find problems, and we will find problems, we fix them before they become catastrophes. That hairline crack that would have destroyed Jennifer's life, we spot it when it's still manageable. That $50,000 disaster becomes a $500 repair. We install smart water sensors that detect even a tablespoon of water where it shouldn't be. Automatic shutoff valves that kill the water supply the instant a leak is detected. Real-time monitoring that sends alerts to your phone. You could be in Tokyo and know instantly if there's a problem in Toledo. But here's the real value, peace of mind. No more anxiety every time it rains. No more rushing home from vacation because you heard a weird sound before you left. No more lying awake wondering if tonight's the night your pipes fail. Jennifer lost everything because she ignored a tiny stain. Don't be Jennifer. Don't wait for the crack to become a crisis. Don't gamble with your family's future. Click the link below right now. Schedule your comprehensive pipe inspection today. Because somewhere in your walls right now, a crack is forming, growing, waiting. The only question is, will you find it first, or will it find you? Your family's safety, your financial future, your peace of mind? They're all hanging by a thread as thin as a hairline crack. Don't wait. Click now, before it's too late.